controversial. But I also have to admit there's another layer to this that I find very interesting, and that's how the Trump administration has been factoring into how universities in New York City actually deal with anti-Semitism. So in this case, which might not have been a case of anti-Semitism, but universities in New York City have been dealing with that question. You see, the Trump administration has been threatening to withhold hundreds of millions of dollars from these universities if they don't do something about anti-Semitism. And so schools in New York like Cornell, NYU, Columbia, they're all following Trump's administration's plans and demands. And so essentially because the Trump administration is threatening to withhold those federal funds if those schools don't do enough about anti-Semitism on campuses, I think that's partly the reason why the university did the action they did of withholding this student's diploma. You see, I'm not exactly sure on what NYU or other universities might have agreed on with Trump administration when it came to tackling anti-Semitism on campus, but what I do think is that whenever you hear terms like genocide and that the US is supporting it, well, that's probably where universities are going to step in and do impose some consequences. And so I do think that universities like NYU are doing what they're doing now, withholding this student's diploma because of what he said about genocide, because essentially they're trying to go along with the Trump administration's new crackdown on anti-Semitism on their college campuses. But even with that, I don't think this is some major freedom of speech violation. I mean, again, the student could have said that at any other time, in any other place, and would not have received the same consequences. I think what it should really be about is, should a university be able to withhold a student's diploma if they say something during a speech that they don't like or was against their terms or regulations? And the answer is that that might be the case, right? And I think the courts might actually argue in favor for that. I mean, I'm no lawyer, but I do know that this kind of freedom of speech doesn't mean that you just have freedom of consequences, right? He could have expressed his pro-Palestinian rights and support in many other ways, but he chose to do it in a way that he knew was going to be controversial, that he knew the college wasn't approving, and so yeah, he's facing consequences because of that. Now, me personally, I hate that it had to come to this. I mean, I can't imagine this college student who might have worked so hard in university in order to get that diploma, who might have also spent maybe tens of thousands of dollars in student loans in order to get here, and he might not even graduate and get that diploma. And that could seriously affect the rest of his career and honestly even his life. And in addition to that, I again want to reiterate that I do support pro-Palestinian rights. I support their right to protest and to express their opinion and for freedom of speech. And I think there are many ways in order to do that, like protesting, like having rallies and organizations. But I really do think we got to stress doing things in the right place in the right time. I think the truth is what NYU doing is a strong decision, but it is their decision to make.